Hi, how are you doing? Welcome to my channel. It's been a long time since I've really did some videos. I'm gonna start off today. This is kind of a response to a video I did a long time ago. I actually forgot exactly when I did the video. It was, I want to say the Ferguson riots, maybe, like when that happened. I think that's when I did it. I'm not sure, but the video was on Black Lives Matter. It was like an ASMR video I did on Black Lives Matter, and then my computer would make a noise right then. Thank you, computer. I'm not sure you guys heard that. Anyway, it was a video on Black Lives Matter, like all lives matter, everything like that, But really, I guess it was on police brutality, and but yeah, it was done in ASMR, just, style, and it was kind of talking about stuff. It was a period right after the George Floyd murder. The video, I guess, got pumped by the YouTube algorithm, and people saw it, and some people said that I should make another one. I said, yeah, I will. Months later, I finally did that. I'll be honest with you. It was at first, I was serious about making a video. But at that time period, I needed space to do it. I needed probably take a step back a little bit, and it was much longer than I thought. But there's other stuff that happened. But so I didn't do that right away. And of course, there's always more stuff and more stuff and more stuff and more stuff just getting piled and 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 piled on. So, yeah, I wasn't too quick to do it. Actually, I was gonna do something earlier, but something happened. I didn't end up doing it. But yeah, but also other things I wanted to get a new mic before I did that because the sound in the other one was really bad. It just had a really, I'm not sure what I was using. I was either using the mic that came on the laptop, or I had this cheap mic that I got for free years ago. It wasn't really that great. So this is a little bit better. And I don't know how well this is. You probably can hear my computer's fan or something going, stuff like that. Anyway, so the update, I guess, tonight to look at the subject now, as so much has passed, which really wasn't that long ago, but I guess the way this year has been, it feels like almost, I don't know, years. Something happened years ago, but it's only really kind of months ago. But yeah, this is it. Where did I start? You know what? Even though I was saying it was pile up and pile up, I have to say I was very happy to a lot of the responses from the video. I genuinely was. It was very heartwarming to see that people do care what's about going on. Yeah, it was very heartwarming. It was very nice that people from different backgrounds, races, creeds, colors, etc., etc. Reached out, oh yeah, they see what's going on. It's people see it's wrong. It's which I think is interesting. It did cover me, which is kind of interesting because I actually make that video in a way to comfort others, because I think because when the term Black Lives Matter, it's a backlash with all lives matter, so you kind of get that again. But it's I think some people felt uncomfortable and they needed to be, you know, like, what does that mean? It's like Black Lives Matter over other people, you know, kind of thing like that, maybe, or something. Like a very odd, uncomforted, and I kind of thought, you know, maybe a video like relax in that regard, but then so it did that a little bit for some, but it also, the response kind of was a little bit of comforting, and how some things have happened this time. How, I mean, there's a lot of that was like unnerving, but I think the fact that it didn't really get swept under the rug, at least not right away, because I think we've kind of forgot about stuff a little bit. But then again, we, you know, but it was like this period, and it was like really, you know, people were really focused on that and pushing for a change. I don't know how much of the push is still there, is kind of, but I think that's how these things happen. Sometimes it's like you're right in the public eye and we get the media coverage and kind of not really get as covered as much. But I still think, but then, you know, if things pop up every once in a while. But I really do think, you know, there's a change, that people's eyes are open and they know something's up, and that we have to relook at things. And as I'm filming this, the election is tomorrow. You might, you know, see what it's going. So I hope you do. If you have issues with what happened, please vote. I hope you vote smartly. Do some research, and vote for people who will make us a better society. Yeah. I don't know. I think it was very interesting. Like the people. I don't know, because I feel like you have people always say, "Oh, this is a thing. You know, this is a problem. They'll fix it." But sometimes when it's like a group of people, it's mostly sometimes like more of that group that's the ones like raising the issue. And when Black Lives, this one, the George Floyd sparked up, then you had Breonna Taylor and oh gosh, so many people. I'm trying to think. I'm going blank on the other person, some other people's names. But you know, see, that's so sad. I feel sad about that. That's that I'm going blank on people's names. But yeah. But the fact that a lot of people with different backgrounds, people, not just black people, are, you know, pushing that to happen. It was a very spread out group. We had a lot of white people, you know, Asian people. Everyone was saying, "Oh, this is a problem," and well, not, there were some people that, of course, were not, but you know, across the board, we had people from all demographics, you know, coming together and protesting and stuff like that. Most of them peaceful, maybe some things here and there, but yeah. But it was, you know, beautiful. It was beautiful. I also kind of, I think where to go with that. I guess in the making the video, as I was saying, more of a comforting video. There was something actually I kind of had some problems with. Actually, rewatched the video. Some things like I was coming at it at a view that, like, police are people. Of course they are. This isn't saying that all police are bad. I don't believe that at all. I believe they are people, which, you know, means that you have all the good, bad quality you find in people, right? So part of the view, I think, when I had to make the video was that I took it like, okay, racism is something that you find in people. Sometimes you might have some police that, not just racism all the time, prejudice, that have views of other people we can all sometimes have, but it can sometimes be a problem. Well, yeah, it is a problem, but you know, but it's not a surprise that you see something, especially if you have views of a group of people and that gets pushed by the media. that other people, people who see it, who consume it, group in it, will have follows views. So there's some things that I was kind of trying to say, okay, I can understand what happened. And that's not really an excuse. I hope it didn't come off an excuse. I kind of saw it, I was like, yeah, I could have, but because there's a problem if you have that. And I think even it's a thing that you find with people all the time, because of the position that the police have, we need a system that makes it less likely, or at least balances it out, kind of, so it doesn't, it has, because it can be dangerous. You have people with normal biases in a position like police that have they have their power, their rank, because we do need police, but we just want I think we should have a high standard. And I think that's what some of the things like right now we really have these cases like with Floyd. If you want the cops, the murderers, to go to jail, and that's a lot of times they haven't gone to jail in cases, but they should be held to high standard. If you have a bias, say your job, you might not get a raise or something like that. If somebody's like against, have some issues with, but with a police officer, you could end up dead or, unfairly in jail or something. It's a very different thing. And I also think after I made that video, there was a report that came out by the FBI. I know there's one now, but I think it was something that came out after I made the videos. I already became aware of it after the video, and so I think there's something I always had, that there was a kind of randomly, I'm sorry, but it was something I wasn't made aware of when I did the videos, but the original video. But I kind of want to address, there was a report from the FBI. I think it came out 2006, but I think it's made public later, like 2016 or something like that. But about the FBI was worried because they saw white supremacist groups were in levels of infiltrating police enforcement agencies. So that's a thing. So even when I was talking about a video of just normal bias, if we know there are groups that are based on racism, stuff like that, trying to get to police force, that's something that should be addressed. And I think, it should be addressed. And that was something I wanted to make clear, that it was something that kind of bugged me, that I not had that information, but so I had this video out. And this is like a comment that I don't think all police are bad. I'll be honest with you, most of my interaction with the police have been pretty good. Like I can't say I never had bad ones, because I haven't had it. When you do have something like it can get really scary. That's part of the reason, why I'm, why I have them higher standards, so it's less likely. But like for the most part, most of my interactions with the police are good. They've been, okay. So I'm not a person who's like, oh, police are bad or anything like that. Far from it. But I do think there sometimes can be problems. Every once in a while there might be a few bad apples, and I think we should, work on eliminate them so we can have the good apples. To be the people, or at least the bad apples are less likely to do things bad. And so and I think it's interesting. So we have that coming up, but though of course it's not all about race and racism. I know there's been a lot of responses. So some people who, when they talk about Black Lives Matter, another black, person that was murdered by the cops, sometimes you get like white people murdered for the cops, and that is a problem too. I think we just, and heck, was it Nigeria? You have the InSARS movement, because there's, in Africa, I want to say Nigeria. I think I'm not sure. I should have double checked before I did this video. But it was just a police agency, and they had records of being kind of I don't know, but they're like abuse of the powers, and that's can be an issue. It is an issue. I guess we should address this, make sure that we both check police, make sure they don't abuse their powers, because there is a level of power that the police have. We give them because ideally they are supposed to be there to protect us, citizens, people, from criminals, like, and stuff like that, or and so we do give them a level of power, a authority, and sometimes, sadly, people abuse that power, and that is really one of the big things that we are seeing with how things happen. There's always other factors. Sometimes, like I said, some people have biases. So, even not even, but yeah, it's even that ties into abuse of power. So that's it. And those are things I wanted to address. And I guess it's really, I think as much. I think that sometimes that's something overlooked, like a message that it is. I know I'm kind of rambling right now, but it's a message overlooked that there is an issue like that with things of how power is used, and I think some people want to keep it cut and dry. You're either for the police or you're against the police. I think more people are actually for police. They want the police. They want a good police force. They don't want people to abuse their powers, and so, asking for a check so you don't have that, stuff like that. I guess this is weird because like we've gotten to a period where it's like, if it's either you're for the police or you're against the police, and this drunk, like, tough on crime idea. Nobody really wants to be weak on crime, but to be honest, it's interesting if you have much fear of criminals as the police. Sometimes you could have, you worried about, so like, because sometimes some people have areas where they don't know if the police are going to be really treat them as citizens or other criminals, stuff like that. And then because how they take their power, it's a thing that's really what we're looking at now. Those are just issues I wanted to bring up since I made that video and I didn't touch on it, and I thought it was important. And but like I said, I was very happy to see the response, the outpouring of love, everything when I did make the video, and just watching the news at the time. I am out, and I guess another issue I had was the flip side of that is that I kind of wonder if it's kind of like commercialized and people are serious, because I work retail, and the store I work at, they have a lot of started to sell a lot of Black Lives Matter merchandise and stuff like that. On one hand, that's a great thing, but I just kind of part of me wonder, it's just a trend, Is it just people doing it because it seems cool? And that kind of makes me a little nervous. I guess on some level, if it gets people to push something positive, it can be okay. As if it's not like 100% genuine for some people. It's just because it's cool, it's a trend. Of course, it kind of happens when it becomes not the trend. What happens? So hopefully, but hopefully maybe that's just enough to get it pushed. I don't know. It was just a thought. When I was seeing all this stuff, these merchandise and T-shirts and painting things you can buy, and it's like, I don't know. It's odd. It feels different to see a retail chain have those things. Then it might feel different. Like you see a small boutique or something have it, or something guy selling T-shirts on the corner or something, quick, or online. But it's like a print on demand stuff, But I don't know. It just seems odd a little bit to see a retail chain selling, some things like that. And like I said, it kind of makes me wonder if it's as much as people have, all come together about that. Not all, and hopefully not most, but it does make me wonder the genuineness of some people. If it's just a thing that people are jumped onto because it's like the cool thing to be, say, or do. And so that's one of the negative things I was kind of wondering about this movement. But then, I don't know. It's just a thought. But, yeah. I hope this was, you enjoyed the video. Maybe you got something in thought. I'm interested to hear what you say, your comments. Please comment below. What do you think of what I said? Agree, disagree? I once in a blue moon make videos, so if you want to subscribe, like or whatnot, feel free. But thank you for your time. I guess this is goodbye. And I feel like ASMR quality. And I'm testing this mic out, so I'm not sure how it sounds. I maybe should have raised the gain up a little bit. I don't know. Hopefully it's not too quiet. But and I hope my fan's not loud. Like, I don't know why it decided to be like super loud right now while I'm recording. But well, maybe the fan will be a relaxing sound for some people. Actually, I don't even know if it's really getting picked up by the mic. I assumed it is. I could be wrong. You're like, I don't hear anything. But yeah. Have a good evening. If you see this video tonight or tomorrow, it's still the election, you still have time, and you haven't, please go vote. Please go vote. If you see this video much later, elections happen all the time, like at least twice a year, like 4 years for president. You have the other, you please register to vote for ANC if you haven't yet, and you can vote. Well, actually, if you haven't seen the video, vote anyway. Even if you're not the election that I'm talking about now, and you see it in the future, and you're probably have time to get ready to vote for an election, go for it. If you're not registered to vote at that time, register to vote and vote. It does matter. It does make a difference. I know some people don't think that. Like, what does one vote count? And it's more of like a collective thing. Like, a lot of people vote because a lot of people don't think their vote matters, so they don't vote. And so there's like a lot of people who don't put their issues in. Sometimes a racist can come close. So you could be the person swayed to vote. And I'll be honest with you, voting is only part of the solution to make a difference. So there's much other things you have to do. Be active, of course, be informed and stuff like that, and at a different level. Write and contact your representatives on issues that you find important and want change. That voice your opinions. Yeah, voting is the beginning. Oh, I completely forgot. One of the things that came up is things like some people were talking about, like, defund the police. I should edit it back. I ended the video, but it didn't have popped up in my head. But I think it's an interesting thought, because kind of like I was saying, people are like going for or against the police. I found something I saw. It wasn't really defund the police. It's more, well, in a way, kind of could be looking at how much we spend on police, and because so much is asked of our police officers, would it be better to have different organizations take some of the responsibilities that we put on police officers? And have money for something like that. So spell things off. So like sometimes, they might be asked for, like, because we think about police, you think of them coming, criminal crimes, stopping big crimes. Sometimes they're called for disturbances, just minor things. You could have somebody come for that. Of course, I know some people, stuff like that. Would that be, a better thing, that have people trained for different things that we throw at the police that aren't always trained for, and have that might make a better thing, that, better responses. So you might have less area where somebody might be called for something that's not a big threat, or but police are trained thinking it might be. So something, just random things that might actually be better. Putting that way, I'm okay with. I like that idea, but I think defund the police is probably a really bad slogan for this movie. That's what they're looking for. But hey, but it's still something that should be, I think, talked about. Something that should be, since I'm talking about election, we should have politicians pushing ideas of, like, hey, let's look at how we have our police. Maybe we should make some changes of how we train them, what we expect our police to do. We can have, maybe we should have other enforcement agencies that handle things. To call us. I mean, let's be honest. Be like, you call 911 for something, so you say something's happening, then okay, this is the type of, I might need the standard police for this. I might need something like a social worker for this problem. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. And it might have better results. Maybe. It's something to think about. Okay, now I think I'll officially end my video. I hope this gives you good insights. I don't know, I'm just rambling. Like I said before, I'd like to know what you think. How do you feel? Your views. I'm not sure how this works as an ASMR video, but I did the other one as an ASMR video. I'm trying to do this again. I don't know, I probably should have done more things like this, like more hand movements that could have. I don't know, this is relaxing. I might have been a little too fast. It might have been like more assault. Please don't call me the police on me for assault. All right, but seriously, thank you for your time. If you liked the video, go ahead and like it. If you didn't, you can put the thumbs down. Yeah. I don't think I've ever hear that much often. People saying that, I liked my video, but if you didn't like it, go ahead, thumbs down. That's fair. But yeah, like I said before, wouldn't mind your comments, what you think, agree, disagree. Please vote. Please vote this election, next election, as many elections as you can. Just go and vote. Be mindful. This is an issue that in many ways we have sometimes on that. Not only just vote, but push your elected officials, your mayors, your congressmen, your senators, your sheriffs, stuff like that. If you want change, ask for change. Demand it. Not just at the ballot box. You can always contact your local representatives, so they can push things that people know what you want. Alright, have a good day, or evening, night, whenever you watch this video. Peace out.